Turkey just dropped $500,000 on Jamaican shot putter Rajindra Campbell. But here is what they're not telling you. This isn't about one athlete or even one Olympics. This is about something much bigger. So, in this video, we will explore why Turkey is spending millions of dollars in recruiting Jamaican athletes, what's in it for them, and should Jamaica be worried? Now, before we start, I am trying to get this channel to 10,000 subscribers. The more subscribers I have, the better my videos will eventually become. So if you've already subscribed, thank you very much. Let's start with the obvious question. Turkey isn't exactly swimming in cash. Their economy has been struggling with inflation, they're dealing with earthquake recovery cost, and they're not known as a sports powerhouse like the United States or China. So why are they suddenly throwing around 500,000 US dollars like it's some sort of pocket change? Here is the first clue. Turkey hasn't won a single gold medal since 2020. In Paris 2024, they went home empty-handed for the first time since 1984. Now, for a country of 85 million people, that's not just disappointing, it's embarrassing on the world stage. But here is where it gets interesting. Turkey isn't just buying athletes, they're buying time. You see, most countries develop their Olympic programs over decades. Turkey is trying to fast-track their way to relevance by 2028, and they're willing to pay premium prices to do it. Now, here is where the real strategy comes in, and this is what nobody is talking about. Istanbul has been trying to host the Olympics for over 20 years. They have failed 5 times in 2000, 2004, 2008, 2012 and 2020. Each time they've been rejected. And guess what? They're going again for number 6. Istanbul is positioning itself as a serious contender for the 2036 Olympics. And here's the thing about hosting the Olympics. The IOC just doesn't look at your facilities and infrastructure, they look at your sporting heritage, your medal count, and your ability to put on a show. So Turkey is basically building a resume. By 2036, they want to walk into the IOC meeting and say, look, we're not just a beautiful city with great facilities. We are a legitimate Olympic nation. Our athletes are winning medals. We are competitive across multiple sports and we deserve to host. The Jamaican connection makes perfect sense right now. Jamaica produces world-class athletes who can deliver immediate results. Turkey gets instant credibility, and by 2036, these athletes would have been representing Turkey for almost a decade. They'll be Turkish success stories, not Jamaican imports. But it even goes even deeper than the Olympics. This is also about soft power, the ability to influence other countries through shared values, culture, and attraction rather than just military might or economic pressure. Turkey sits at the crossroads of Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. They've been trying to position themselves as a bridge between these worlds, and sports is one of their key tools. When a Turkish athlete wins Olympic gold, it's not just about national pride, it's about showing the world that Turkey belongs in the conversation with big powers. Now, look at what countries like Qatar and Saudi Arabia have been doing with football. They've used sports to completely change their international image. Turkey is following the same playbook, but they're doing it with the Olympics instead of the FIFA World Cups. And here is the kicker, it's working. Turkey just won the bid to host the 2027 European Games, which is basically a dress rehearsal for their 2036 Olympic bid. They're building momentum, and these Jamaicans are just one piece of a much larger puzzle. Now, why Jamaica specifically? Why not go after American or European athletes? And here is the genius of it. Caribbean athletes are incredibly talented, but are often undervalued by their own federations. Look at Rajindra Campbell's own words. He basically said Jamaica promises support after big wins, but once the spotlight fades, it's back to the same old problems. Turkey is offering something Jamaica can't or won't: consistent, long-term financial support. But there's another angle here. Caribbean athletes are easier to recruit because they don't come with the same political baggage as athletes from major powers. When Turkey recruits a Jamaican athlete, it doesn't create the same diplomatic tensions as poaching talent from the USA or from Russia or China. Plus, Caribbean athletes have a proven track record on the world stage. Jamaica, as we know, consistently punches way above its weight in athletics. Turkey is essentially saying, if you can't properly support these world-class athletes, then we are going to do it. Here is what should actually concern Caribbean nations. Turkey is creating a template that other countries can follow. If this strategy works, expect to see more nations with Olympic hosting ambition start throwing money at Caribbean talent. And we've already seen this with other countries like Bahrain, who have also recruited Jamaican athletes. And we also know it's not just Campbell. There are reports that at least 3 other Jamaican athletes are in talks with Turkey. And it's not just Jamaica. Athletes from all across the Caribbean could be targets. This could fundamentally change Jamaican athletics. Instead of athletes representing us on the world stage, they could be wearing the colours of countries that simply outbid us for their loyalty. But here is the thing, can we really blame them? These athletes dedicate their entire lives to their sports. If their own countries can't provide the support they need to compete at the highest level, why shouldn't they go somewhere where they're actually valued? So, what is Turkey's ultimate endgame? By 2036, they want to be seen as a legitimate Olympic powerhouse. They want Istanbul to be hosting the Olympics with a Turkish team that's actually competitive across multiple sports. They're not just buying medals, they're buying credibility, international respect, and soft power influence. Every time one of their recruited athletes win a medal wearing the Turkish colours, it's a statement to the world. Turkey is serious, Turkey is competitive, and Turkey deserves your attention. It's a long-term investment into their international reputation. And honestly, I think this is probably going to work. So, the next time you hear Turkey offering big money for Jamaican athletes, remember, this isn't just about sports. This is geopolitics in disguise. This is a middle power trying to punch above its weight on the world stage. And for Jamaica, this should be a wake-up call. If we don't properly support our athletes, then other countries will. And they'll use our talent to build their own international prestige. Now, the question is, what is Jamaica going to do about it? Are they going to step up and support their athletes, or will they keep losing their best talents to countries that value them more than they do? Now, as always, let me know what you think in the comments. Do you support these athletes making a switch, or should Jamaica be doing more to keep their talent at home? And don't forget to subscribe and like the video for more Caribbean content that goes beyond the headlines.